problem is not prioritizing the relationship. Oh, oops, I did the wrong sound. My bad. I just got a remote. I'm new at this, and it's bedazzled. I bedazzled it myself. I already said that though. So not prioritizing the relationship. Interestingly enough, I do have personal experience with this, but I was the jerk who wasn't prioritizing the relationship because I tend to be that. Basically, I have a lot going on, a lot. I do a lot of school. I have work and music and just a lot of stuff going on in life. And so it can be really, really hard because sometimes I just don't have that much time to just like hang out with people and hang out with friends. And I've had a couple friends like really be upset with me because like I'm on my phone like answering DMs like the whole time I'm with them, and they're like, "Oh, stop, get off your phone." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I just like I can't." And then they're like, is your phone and you answering DMs more important than your relationship with me?" And I'm like, kind of. I'm sorry. So I feel you. That happens to me a lot. Sorry. My bad. My dog is biting me. Help. Oh my gosh, T68. Are you serious? Are you okay? Oh my gosh, can you like get the dog outside? Or is your dog usually like that? Can you find a way to calm it down? Is somebody there? Can somebody help you? I'm really concerned. Are you okay? Does it hurt? Are you okay? I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing okay. I got my first hate comment today. Oh, I'm sorry, Annie. That's hard, but know that it doesn't define you. Every single person gets hate. Like every single person in the world is going to get hate at some point in their life. You know what I mean? You're not going to please everybody because think about it. There are billions of people in the world. And I don't think there's anybody who like every single person in the world likes. Like, you know, it's Tiff Tuesday. We're talking all about conflict and stuff. It just happens. So try not to take it personally and just be confident in yourself because you're amazing. And I'm sure you're doing amazing things. He's not biting me like blood. Okay, so you're not bleeding. That's good. I hope it doesn't hurt. Hi, Brinley. How are you? Hey, CD Music TV. I'm so sorry about your dog. I listen to your song right now. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. The seal.01. That's so sweet of you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I really hope you enjoy it and it just brings you joy or anything. Really, anything. I'm sorry you got hate, but eventually hate makes you stronger. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So try not to take it personally and just use it to become a better person, not a worse person. Because here's the thing, when people get hated on, I feel like you can either like go down to their level and get really depressed or be mean back to people and be combative. Like even with conflict, you know, you can be really combative and start fighting, or you can take the high road. In the high road, it's not as fun to take, but it's the better route to take, and it's great in the long term, great for your mental health, and just the way to go. Okay. The next common relationship issue is a lack of trust. The reason I said the boo is because if you don't have trust, you have nothing. Facts. I was in this relationship. It's been crazy. This relationship has been awful. Like so give and take, so emotionally draining, toxic. We've all been there. And here's the thing. I really came to the conclusion that I need to break it off with them and that I need to like never talk to them again once I realized that like I just do not trust them at all. And the thing is, if you don't have trust, you have nothing. You have nothing if you have no trust. I mean, you can't even talk to them or tell them anything because you don't trust them. Then there's no relationship. So no trust. Why even have a relationship if there's no trust? You know what I mean? Number 3 on the most common relationship fights and issues is a lack of boundaries. That one confused me because, lack of boundaries? Why is that is it because they don't respect your boundaries? Because if they don't respect your boundaries, that's very bad. I once had that happen in a relationship to me as well, where the person did not respect my boundaries at all, and I would tell them exactly, very straight up, these are my boundaries. This boundary. I can't talk in the morning because I need to do school. You know what I mean? It was very and they just didn't listen and they didn't care. And I was like, that shows me that you don't care. She said the back leg, though, cry face, because my leg was bent. Oh, and my BHS. Oh, she's just, you know what? She's just jealous that she can't do it. I bet she can't do it. And at least you actually did it. And you know what? That knee is going to be so straight because you can use it to motivate you and get the straightest, most beautiful leg ever. What's with the sound effects? I got a sound effect. Look, I bedazzled it. I'm very excited. I'm excited. You should be excited too. Okay, you look every time the same. I know. It's because I get really into eras and I take it too far. So I did this really fun thing on the Caroline collection. And by the way, they're still up if you want to see it. So yesterday I did a bunch of polls where I asked you what you want to see and what you want me to talk about on my lives and blah, blah, blah. And I also asked a lot of polls, and one of the polls was if I should dress up more. And last time I checked, I got 100% yes. So I'm going to try to dress up more starting tomorrow. And the spirit jersey's coming off, and I'm going to look different. It's going to be so exciting. So I'm very excited. Oh, by the way, I love you too, CD Music TV. Thank you for being so sweet. So it's going to be very sweet. And by the way, those polls are still up. So if you want to vote, definitely go to @the.caroline.collection on Instagram and vote on the polls because I'd love to hear what you think. Anyways, the next relationship issue. This is a big one. Oh, poor communication. Yeah, poor communication is awkward. And again, poor communication is very similar to the trust. If you do not have communication, what do you have if you can't even talk to somebody? And let me tell you something. I had another relationship that was very toxic that I wrote a lot of songs about. I wrote we should break up about this relationship and healthy about this relationship. And legit, the communication was so freaking bad. It was embarrassing. It was legit embarrassing. Because we would always talk through a third party. We could never talk together. And it's like what happened to me on Valentine's Day, which you know this if you watch my Valentine's Day special, where basically I sent love letters. Well, not love letters, but I sent letters to my exes, and all the boys I love. And the person literally took 5 hours to get back to me. And then their response wasn't even written by them. It was written by their friend. And I was like, wow, thanks for the good communication. Thank you. You can't even talk to me directly. I didn't want to hear what your friend had to say. I wanted to hear what you had to say. No communication. No communication. And without communication, there's no relationship. It's not there. Oh, hi, little._T68. Oh, thank you for joining on YouTube. I appreciate it. Thank you. And the next relationship issue is having the same fights over and over and over again. Okay, maybe this is just me, and I've been there a lot, but do you ever have those relationships with people and you just fight about the same thing. It's like every single day. It's like one fight you just can't get over, and you literally even say the same things every fight. It's like you have the same fight every time. I was in a relationship where that happened all the time. It was terrible. It was the same fight. It was the same thing. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. If you're having the same fight over and over again, like obviously it's probably not going to work, because that's obviously a big issue that you can't move past. It's sad. Here is a major one. A major one. Oh, such a major one for me. I've experienced this. Wow, this has made me realize I guess my relationship problems are pretty common and a lot of people deal with them. Crazy. Okay, not enough compromise. Not enough compromise. Okay, this definitely happened to me because I felt like basically I was in a relationship. We were very on and off, and we were trying to make our relationship work. And so I really did a lot of compromise to make it work. Like I put myself out there. I did things I didn't want to do. I shared information that I wasn't very comfortable sharing because we hadn't built trust. But I was like, it's the only way it's going to work. So I'm going to compromise, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give them what they need, and I'm going to be all in. And that person just stepped on me. And they had no compromise at all because they were selfish. Some people can be selfish, and it's really sad because here's the thing: when people are really selfish, it hurts other people because they're hurting themselves by being selfish as well, but it also hurts a lot of people, and it's not really fair, but it happens. Fighting over the same thing over and over. I think it's cute, but I guess it depends. You think fighting about the same thing over and over again is cute? It's emotionally draining for me. Oh my gosh, this person, I would just fight with the same thing. And I was like, if I have this conversation one more time, my head's going to explode. Because here's the annoying thing about it. You're making the same point over and over and over again. So it can be very exhausting. But I guess it depends what you fight about. Like if you have the same fight every time of, no, you hang up first, then maybe that's cute. Can I ask for a favor? Oh, yes, absolutely. CD music, TV. Absolutely. Little T, my dog finally stopped biting me. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. I was worried. I'm happy your dog calmed down. I hope you're okay. Can you get like ice or make sure it's okay? Oh, hi, Music and Belief. Oh my gosh, congrats on 1K. Music and Belief finally got to 1K subscribers on YouTube, and they deserve it so much because their lyric videos are so amazing. It annoys me when people judge you when you're in a relationship. Yes, or they don't accept me for who I am. That is so huge. I experienced both of those things so much in one of my toxic relationships. It was terrible. They would judge me for every single thing that I did because they were a very judgmental person. Because some people are just so judgmental, and I think judgmental people are just kind of whack. And it's not cool because you really shouldn't judge anybody, because if you're not in their shoes, you don't really know their situation, and they didn't accept me for who I am. So I totally feel you. And it's the worst, and it's very hurtful, and it can really hurt your self-esteem. And that's the hard thing about all these toxic relationships and just relationships in general. They can really have a major impact on you and on your self-esteem and who you are, so it can be really hard. And that's why it's important, I think, to leave all toxic relationships. I really do, because I think life is way too short to be in relationships where you feel bad about yourself or it's just toxic. Who needs the toxicity in life? Who needs it? The hater motivated me and I got my back full. Yes, girl. Yes. Queen. I love it. Using the hater to motivate you and make you better. That's always the way to go. Yes, move away from toxic people. Yes, we want to move away from all the toxic people. Who wants the toxic people? I don't want toxic people. Here's another common relationship issue. Not liking each other's friends. I feel like that's a big one. What was that? Sound effects. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? I feel so cool. Oh, yeah, but I feel like that's a super, super big one. Because it's like if you don't like each other's friends, and it's hard because you're kind of living separate lives, and that can make it super difficult to bring it together. And then if you feel like I can't talk about my friend around you because you don't like them, and then it can just cause so many rifts and be so awkward. And I've been there where it's just like the dynamics of all the people, it's such a headache and so crazy and so scary. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we deserve to be treated like queens and princesses. I agree. Absolutely. Anybody who treats you bad, it's just like, you got to get rid of them because it's so not cool. Early judgment results in creating distance and big problems. Yes. Yes, it causes so much distance because if somebody judges you every time you share something, you're not going to want to tell them things because, of course, why would you want to tell somebody stuff just to be judged? That's not fun. That's not a safe environment. It's not cool. Nice touch. I like it. Oh, I'm so happy that you like it. I love it too. Makes me very happy. Here's another common one, which I don't really get this one, but insecurities about the future, which I think what they mean is, like, if you're in a relationship and maybe you want a commitment from them, but they don't give you a commitment, or like you want to get engaged, but you don't know when they want to get engaged, or you're like, can't we get engaged in 6 months? And they're like, how about we date for 5 years before? I think it's like that. And then if the other person, they get insecure about the future and they feel like, why won't you make a commitment to me? And I think that can be a really big problem. Or like when you're dating somebody and like they don't make you their official like girlfriend, because I've had that a lot because I've like dated people, but I've never been anybody's like official like girlfriend. And so I can see that when you're like, why can't you make me your girlfriend? So yeah, insecurity about the future, that can be an issue. I think it's kind of a deal breaker though, to be honest. Maybe that's just me. And this next one is a big one. Selfishness. Because nobody wants to be around a selfish person. Selfish people aren't nice to be around because they're mean, It's like when they don't care about anybody else but themselves. It's sad. It's quite sad. Yeah. Very sad. Or you don't know where you stand with each other. Oh, that's a big one if you don't know where you stand with each other. Absolutely, because it's like, oh, it's just you feel awkward all the time. Oh, that's such a big one. And then you don't know if they like you or, oh, that could be hard. This next one is name calling. Name calling. Not a good one. I would say if you're in a fight with somebody or in a tiff, since it's Tiff Tuesday, always try to refrain from calling somebody a mean name, especially if it's a hurtful one. Yeah, definitely refrain if possible, because it's hard. Once you say something, you can't take it back. And that person remembers. And then the trust isn't there anymore, and things build, and it's just a lot. Here's the next one. Keeping secrets. Keeping secrets is a big thing. Because here's the thing. When you keep secrets, I think you harvest a lot of guilt. I think it creates a divide. It creates kind of like going in your own directions and tension. And then also there's not as much trust as well. And yeah. And then bad communication. So that leads to it. And I've been in relationships where like the person has kept crazy secrets from me, and then I find them out and I'm like, what? You what? And you didn't tell me? Excuse me. And then I've even been in relationships where I've kind of been keeping the secrets, to be honest. But I never kept the secrets because I wanted to. I would only keep the secrets because I felt like I had to keep the secrets because they were so judgmental or so mean, or like wouldn't react well. Or it was like they just weren't very sensitive. So it was like if I was going through like a really hard time, I wouldn't want to tell them about the hard time that I was going through because I just knew like they would make me feel worse and not feel better, if that makes sense. I have a relationship with a wall. I'm not the kind of girl who has a relationship. I feel you. I mean, I don't think relationships are necessary. But these can be any types of relationships, not just romantic relationships. They can be friendships, teacher relationships. One time I did keep a secret from my teacher. That was funny. What about stingy people? I dated a guy and he ate at mine all the time and never bothered to bring anything over, not even a rose. Oh, that's rude. That's rude. That reminds me of the not enough compromise one, too. Because that's rude. Yeah, you don't just want to take from somebody. You know what I mean? You want there to be a balance. There's a fine line between being selfish and being self sufficient. Absolutely. I agree. 110%. But there's definitely the lines because the selfishness is like when it really affects the other person and it can like affect their self-confidence. Or like for example, if like I come home to somebody and they're like, not that I come home to anybody, but like if I come home to somebody or like talk to somebody on the phone or whatever, and I'm like, I had such a hard day today and I'm just really struggling. And then they're like, oh, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. So, anyways, this happened to me. And da 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 da. And my problems and my life is so much more important than your life. So that can be very effective. Or when you just ignore somebody, because I had that a lot when I was with somebody who was very selfish. It was like they literally just ignored me all the time. And then since they ignored me so much, I just felt so bad about myself because I felt like, why am I not even good enough for you to acknowledge? And it like really wreaked havoc on my self-esteem because I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, why aren't I good enough? So it was really sad. So that's when like it can be really hard. Caroline, have you ever been in a long distance relationship? I have. I did like a cyber relationship with because I moved. And we did that for a while. It didn't work out well because then they got with another girl. So yeah, it didn't work out for me. So I'm really not a fan of long distance relationships because just from my personal experience. But who knows? Maybe it works for some people. Different things work for different people. I'm making soup. You want some? LOL. LOL. I wish you could give. Although I've never had soup before. In my life, I've never had soup before. Is that weird? I had ghost relationships. What do you mean? Do you mean you had a relationship with a ghost? Or do you mean they like ghosted you? Is that what? That's horrible. You're amazing and talented. No one should ever ignore you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. You're very kind. I appreciate your kindness. I feel the same way. Oh, we shall do a Discord call. You can do calls on Discord. Honestly, I'm so bad at Discord. Like, I really need to learn more about it and realize, like, what's going on with Discord and how to do stuff, you know? And here is the last relationship issue, and this is a big one. Cheating. Cheating. I say, cheat, leave. That's what I say. That's what I say. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Maybe it's because of my experience with the long distance relationship when the guy got with the other girl. I just don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. It's very rude. It's not cool. I just, nah. Nah. I'm feeling so bad about your relationship life. Honestly, my relationship life is pretty tragic and weird and bad, and they all end well. So, yeah, maybe things will get better. Pray for me. Maybe I'll have some healthy relationships in my life, and then I can write, like, love songs that are all, like, happy because here's the thing,